Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning. I've been up forever, y'all. Forever. So I'm feeling kind of tired. Hey, Verbal, Lisa, Kathy, Cheryl Lynn, Emily. It's so good to see you. Let's see. Okay. Did I say hi to Cheryl? Shine on. Good morning. Drama must remain on the stage. Good morning. Very Mary. Good morning. TC. Good morning. Light Feather, Mark Denning, good morning. It's good to see you. Faithful One, Mandy Hall. Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, I'm showing we got 13 in the chat. We need a couple more. That's what I'm showing, 13. It's unlucky, y'all. Excuse me, let me mute a sec. I got a cough. Oh my goodness, I gotta quit smoking. My lungs feel like, I don't know, they're congested. So how's everyone doing? Got a couple things to talk about this morning. Suzanne Morphew case. Of course, the Joel Michael Guy Jr. trial that's going on. He's the guy that killed his parents because they didn't want to financially support him anymore. He killed them and chopped up their body. He had his mom's head in a cooker on the stove, some kind of liquid. Red Rum, would you like to come up? Hey, Z Storage, Ola. I've not seen you in forever. It's good to see you. I take a drink of coffee. When we talk about Suzanne, if you want to come up, hey, AP, good morning. You can. And tell me what you're pissed about. I know a little bit. Okay, well, I thought we would talk about Suzanne first. Do you got a minute to come up? He had wrote a murder book out. I know. When he was first arrested, remember when I was telling y'all he was getting ready to go to trial? I think it was like last week I was telling y'all about it. In his mugshot, like his face was all swollen up. Wonder what was going on with that. It's not like that now. He's got some crazy eyes going on, y'all. There's something bad wrong with him, of course. I mean, to be able to cut up a body you ain't right in the head. Hey, Nika, good morning. Good to see all y'all in here. I'm glad Emily's in here and Z Storage. Haven't seen y'all in a while. I'll give you the link, Red Rum. Let me get it. I'm going to put it in the Discord, okay? In your private DM. And you could come up. So they've been searching for Suzanne. You know, her brothers had this big search going on. I think Profiling Evil, those guys from that channel's been helping. But the dogs picked up a scent of human remains yesterday, but the sheriff's office said they haven't found a body. Okay, let me find her name here. Okay, there you go, Red Rum. It's in your Discord DMs. I'll keep an eye out for you. So I had a little article here that was talking about it. Let's see. Let me see what Mark said first. CC, I had a tree planted in loving memory of my little brother. Oh, I think that is a wonderful idea. That is so sweet. Still praying for you, hon. I know you've been having a really hard time. Hey, Katie.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. I'm glad you're talking about Suzanne today. I'm so upset about this crap.
Well, kind of fill us in what's been going on.
So, for the last few days, since last Thursday is when I know you've been covering it, the search for Suzanne has been taking place, and her brother, Andy Mormon, came to town. Well, I found out yesterday. He came to town in like, I mean, his obviously his goal is to find Suzanne. But not only did he go from Indiana to Colorado, he took his boat that had sonar on it. He
Uh-huh.
drove that thing from Indiana to Colorado to find his sister. And he has raised money to pay for these cadaver dogs to go out there. And there is at least one property that has had at least three different dogs hit on that property for some sort of human remains, or most cadaver dogs, and dogs have specialties in what they're trained in, but
Yeah.
Profiling Evil said that there was one of the three dogs that was more in training, more so than specialized than the other two. But
Right.
there was one of the other dogs that has found multiple bodies and put away multiple murderers.
Right.
And Chaffee County said, okay, well, we're going to secure this up and, you guys go away. They didn't do hardly anything. They went to the scene, and then it's my understanding they left. And last night, when Profiling Evil went live, Andy Mormon was going back to the scene to make sure he was literally going to guard the scene because Chaffee County, CBI, none of them will do their damn job. So I'm just upset. Like, there's no reason for them to not at least help this man. Like, they backed out of the search last minute, and now he has literally moved hell and earth to find his sister, and now they're just leaving him
Okay.
there. It's ridiculous.
So the sheriff's department put out a statement and said that they hadn't found a body, but they didn't really look, did they? Did they do any digging?
No, and this was not to my understanding. I haven't gotten a very good update today yet, but as of yesterday, no, they hadn't. And Andy was going back to the scene to see if they had even disturbed any of it, period. And so I think what they were doing yesterday was possibly trying to deter the media from going out there and maybe like onlookers. But a lot of times people forget that they're very calculated in their statements. So even though they said that they didn't find human remains or they didn't find a body, they hadn't even started looking yet. So they're saying, hey, we haven't found it, which is true. And ultimately, they don't even have to tell you 100% the truth. They have to tell you, they have to like put the truth in reports and in official documents, but not when they're trying to get to the truth. And when they come out and make a statement like that, fine. I was like, whatever, because this was very shortly after the dogs had hit on that scent and that location again. And not only is this an issue in general, these dogs hit either at a property that Barry Morphew bought on June 25th of 2020, and it's a plot of land, or it's right around that plot of land. There's no reason for that empty plot of land to have human remains that scent. You can't just bury human remains anywhere. It's illegal. It's tampering
Right.
with evidence in a body, So it's just, I can't believe what they've done to this poor man and this poor family, and they've given up. It seems like they've completely given up on Suzanne.
Right. And three different dogs hit on that. Is that what you said? Three different dogs. Three different dogs is not going to be wrong.
Nope.
Maybe her body was there at some point.
Exactly. And if it's there, it was moved there because she went missing on or around May 10th, and he didn't buy this land until June 25th. So she's been multiple places then, if that's the case, or someone had her in a location where she was alive and, they were keeping her or whatever, but it just doesn't make sense. And even if it's not Suzanne, they owe whoever in the world it is that's missing a family member, they
Yeah.
owe them that. Like, dogs don't just hit on that for no reason. They're
Exactly.
specialized in that.
Exactly. A dog's nose is hardly ever wrong.
Exactly.
I have heard of cadaver dogs, like in the instance of Joe Exotic when they said that they had found those human remains in the alligator pit a while back. A
Hmm.
dog had picked up the scent, but it was actually like a cow or something that was
Yeah.
in the alligator pit. Yeah.
And that can happen, but I mean, still the
But
fact that there's
it's
this
unlikely.
land. Yeah.
It
And
doesn't happen often.
no, and for it to have ties to Barry, it
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Even if Barry's completely innocent, Barry's the closest person to Suzanne. So for them to not look into this is a joke.
Yeah. Um, I don't understand Barry. I know he may have some problems with Suzanne's family, but he should have put his feelings and his pride aside and
Hmm.
helped search for her, whether he was invited or not.
No one was invited for that search. Literally, not a single person was invited to that search. They said, hey, we need to find this woman. And most of the people that showed up for that search had never even met Suzanne, never even heard of her until she went
Right,
missing.
right.
That's sad.
You got to be invited to search for your own wife you've been married to for what, 20 years?
Right. Yeah. Like, no, that's not how this works, And I've uncovered some interesting things with him and this property in Indiana that he was trying to sell, like with that guardianship.
Uh-huh.
Um, and there was a land contract on it that had been signed a year prior, and there was a power of attorney that was signed by Suzanne that said, hey, Barry can initiate any kind of transactions on this property. So he did. He initiated this land contract, and all of a sudden, you know, a year after she goes missing, or I'm sorry, a year after this land contract was signed, almost like to the month, he needs some sort of authority through the courts to get this finalized. And he was also due on taxes literally on the 11th of May. And like, there are just some really weird things that are all going up. And they're raising red flags and making me wonder if Barry was into some shady business. And as far as like actual business adventures that he was kind of on, and maybe Suzanne found out. I don't know. It's just some of the things that he was doing, it seems very sketch. I started to look into signatures to see if, like, because Indiana has a lot of the documents online, and the private investigation company I first ever worked for was in Indiana, so I learned a lot about them and started looking at their documents. And I started doing a Joe Exotic thing, like trying to see if
Yeah.
I at one point I didn't even know if that was Suzanne's signature. I pulled up their their marriage certificate and license, and I was comparing signatures, and I'm not convinced that she was a part of all of this. I'm just not. So it makes me think that more and more he has something to do with it. But the fact that he bought this property a month after, and there were the scent of human remains, and they're taking it as it's like a joke to them. It's like, oh, well, we're tied, we're strapped for cash, we're strapped because of, the coronavirus, whatever. Like, okay, but you guys are telling me that you can't find a way to do this, and there are YouTubers and other people online on Twitter offering, hey, we're going to throw in $500. Hey, I'll do something about it. We can get you the money. Andy Mormon has offered the money. And Andy is also trying to find a way to contact neighbors. If they're not going to dig in this area,
Yeah.
by God, he's going to. And he is literally trying to contact neighbors and the owners of these properties and everything that it's around, because there's a specific tree that he wants to rip up. And they're like, he'll pay you for a new tree. Like, this is sad. The fact that he's even saying, I'll foot the bill, and they're still not doing anything. Like, what if someone were to come to that property, the person who knows what happened, even if it's not related to Suzanne, if they know something's going on and they know where that is, and they show up while he's there manning this location,
By himself?
yeah, like, what do
Yeah.
you expect? Like, he's literally trying to find his sister, and you're putting his life at risk.
And I got so much respect for him. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
and Barry, her husband of 20 years, and he's not doing crap. And
He wasn't invited.
yeah, you got to be invited to go search for your wife that you claim to love.
People paid for plane tickets and literally drove across the country, and they had never met this woman. Yet
I
he
know.
needs to be invited.
I know. And what's up with this mountain lion theory that he threw out there? That's like the most ridiculous thing. Yes, it can
Mm-hmm.
happen. It can happen for sure. Um, but they would have found some evidence of it. A mountain lion wouldn't have drug her that far.
For sure. And you know what that reminds me of? So, have you heard those 911 calls where someone's like, oh, hey, I think they committed suicide? Oh, hey, oh my God, there's a SWAT team at one of my neighbor's house right now. Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
Great.
Um, so, anyway, sorry. But
But you're
I mean, at any point in time, I just forgot what in the hell I was talking about. That sidetracked me. What was I on a rant about?
um we were talking about the mountain lion.
Oh, that. Okay. So the 911 calls that you hear when someone's like, I think they committed suicide. I think they shot themselves. I think it's almost like they're trying to put something out there so that that gets the theories going, like, oh, there must have been a reason why they said they committed suicide. There must have been a reason why they say they thought that they were shot. Like they're trying to make this, to create this narrative so that there aren't a whole lot of blanks that people have to fill in. And it makes it easier for these people who have done something wrong and they're guilty to try and it's part of it's triangulation where they're literally trying to make it so that you're thinking something else, and it's almost like this circle where they're in gaslighting. They're literally creating the narrative and passing it along and hoping that that narrative sticks and hoping that they just take it for what it is and they don't look much further into it. I feel like that's what he was trying to do. Oh, that makes sense, they're out in the mountains, she went on a bike ride, blah blah blah. We don't even know she went on a bike ride. I think he made that up. Like,
Okay, so I read that the bike was found on the bridge. I read it here to all y'all one day. And then I hear Andy say that it was like found over a hill. And he was saying, if she had have went over that hill, she would have been torn up. She just wouldn't have got up.
yeah, exactly. And they've looked in all of those areas. I mean, they said that on one of the first days they had even searched, I think it was at the end of last week, they said that they went into a bunch of areas up in those mountains that only mountain lions could have gotten to. And they searched all of those areas and there was just no sign of her.
Yeah, there would have been evidence if a lion had gotten her. There would have been some clothing found, a shoe, something. I don't think she ever went on a bike ride.
I don't think so either. I think that honestly, the way that it plays out, it sounds like she was having a conversation either by like text message or Facebook message or on the phone or whatever with one of her friends on Saturday, either in the morning, after, sometime Saturday. And it sounds like that conversation abruptly ended and she's never really been heard from since, except for what Barry alleges. That's it. And it seems like right after that is when he went to the hotel, and he's been caught in numerous lies saying, oh, I didn't leave until 5 or 6 in the morning. Why'd you rent a hotel room to stay there for 2 or 3 hours? So
Here's
that,
some, yeah.
like,
Yeah, and here's something strange. They say the hotel room smelled like chlorine, and then Andy said that the police told him the house smelled like it.
wow, yeah. See,
Who cleans the
occasionally,
chlorine? Nobody.
exactly. And the fact that someone, people usually know, oh, people are going to think bleach. I smell bleach. I see that something's been cleaned with bleach, whatever. And they
Yeah.
don't necessarily think chlorine. I have a pool. Chlorine is so similar to bleach. You can even use bleach in your pool as kind of like a substitute for chlorine. Um, Chlorine's just stronger than bleach. So it makes sense for someone to try to say, oh, I'm going to do this. And it just, he's really reaching and stretching. And I feel like he realized he had kind of messed up with his stories and all the things that he was doing. And then he's like, I just better shut my mouth for a while. And then he stayed really quiet. And now he's coming back to the surface again with, I don't know, trying to save face. I guess he's trying to make it so that people don't hate him and the media doesn't think he's the bad guy, although all he's done is prove that he's the bad guy. Right, whether he did anything to it or not, does he not care about her?
I know. I mean, like, I don't understand why he has not talked to the media, made a plea for his wife. He put out that one video when she first went missing. Um, but his excuse for it is because of all the rumors and accusations. Who cares if you're innocent?
Yeah, I wouldn't care if my husband was missing. I don't care what you think of me or what you say about me or about anybody. I just need to find my husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense to, and to just hide. And I find it strange that we haven't heard from the girls at all, like not even a plea,
Yeah,
nothing. But I can kind of understand where if they're attacking their dad and they think that maybe
yeah.
their dad has something to do with it, they're going to try and stay away. But even a part of this search, the only thing that I have heard is that the girls have been in contact with Suzanne's dad for the first time in months.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and that her dad's not doing very well. Like he went to the hospital a couple nights ago. They thought he was having a stroke during this search stuff, and well, I don't think he was having a stroke. Um, but I think it transpired to where now the girls have gotten in contact with him, and I think that made him feel a little bit better. But there's just such a divide that it's like I don't know. Andy's pretty much holding everybody on his shoulders, and he shouldn't have to. My brother, if I was missing, I would hope that my brother wouldn't be the one to coordinate a search and try to find me. And, it just doesn't make sense.
Has anyone talked to the nephew that told the media about the bike?
I was just thinking about Mr. Trevor. I haven't heard about him in a while.
Yeah, the police got pissed that he leaked that to the media. I feel like
Well,
I'm going a little bit.
he isn't he the one that started the first GoFundMe too, and like he's the beneficiary of it or something?
Yes, I think they ended up putting it in Barry's mom's name. Yeah, I hear myself echoing. I don't know why.
I just got home and I probably changed to Wi-Fi, so I'll actually let you go. I appreciate you letting me come up and voice my frustrations. I hate that they're doing this to him. It seriously upsets me.
Hey, I appreciate you coming up. It's easier, when you got someone to talk with.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it. We'll have to do this more often.
Yeah, come back up anytime.
Thank you so much. I'll be in the chat.
All right, have a good day.
Bye. You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye. Okay. I think I'm going to have to get me some earbuds when I got guest up, because I don't know if y'all could hear it, but I could hear myself just a little bit echoing. Well, that was very interesting. Let's see what Sheila says. I bet the girls are scared to death, can't find their mom. Everyone talking about their dad. I couldn't imagine how they're feeling. Bless their hearts. Yeah, and when Red Rum was talking about the girls, I was thinking, maybe they're not helping with the search because they don't want to find their mom, her body, don't want to, find it. It'd be with them forever. They'd never be able to get the image out of their head. No echoing on your end? Oh, okay. Well, good. I could just hear it a little bit. That's weird. Let's see what else. Sadly, you could be right. Watching the opening statements of the case yesterday that CC is going to talk about shows how sick people can be and dismember bodies. Oh, wow. Speaking of dismembering bodies, I just watched something on the ID channel about a neighbor. These two neighbors were feuding, and he made a tunnel from his house going into hers, and he came up through it. He killed her. He drug her body back through the tunnel to his house, was in the process of dismembering her when the police showed up. People are freaking nuts. I hope Barry is not involved. It's going to make it worse on the girls. I mean, it really is. It's already really, really hard on them, of course. They don't know where their mom's at. Jack's mom. Oh my God. Yeah, I was trying to think of the show I was watching on the ID channel. Evil Lives Next Door. I was watching a couple. Evil Lives Next Door and Buried in the Backyard. I can't remember which one it was on. My chat's not caught up here. I better try and sleep. Hectic day ahead, y'all. Stay well and be safe. Hug your loved ones. Good job, as usual, Miss Cece. Good night, shine on. Sweet dreams. My heart truly breaks for those girls. Yeah. It's sad. They seem like they were really close with their mom. Most daughters are, See if I can get the comments down here. I just don't see, guys, 3 dogs making a hit and them all 3 being wrong. Especially one of the dogs is had a history of finding bodies before. Those dogs are well trained, highly intelligent. I love the cadaver dog that was on the documentary last night about Joe Exotic. Okay, let me see here. Let me just scan this article here. So this plot of land where the dogs hid, it says it's owned by Barry Morphew in Poncha Springs, located about 20 minutes from where the couple lived with their high school and college age daughters. So it's just 20 minutes away. Even if they do end up digging there and they don't find a body, that don't mean that the body wasn't there at some point. Could have been moved. Okay. So are they done searching or they got a few more days to go? And those dogs were all volunteers, so they had no monetary motive. Exactly, AP. Dog's nose is hardly ever wrong. There has been like an instance couple where they'll get confused. They'll hit and it'll be an animal instead of a human body, but that don't happen very often. Don't happen very often at all. Some of these dogs, like the one on the documentary, they can smell through the water. They had that dog out on a boat on the lake and it made a hit not once, not twice, but 3 times. I think today is the last day. Thank you, Sheila. Well, I'm praying for them. I can't imagine what they're going through. I got a lot of respect for Andy. I mean, he's trying to move heaven and earth to find his sister. Bless his heart. Much respect for that. Cheryl Lynn. 3 times? Yeah, according to the documentary, said 3 times. Last night, Andy said he wasn't leaving. I don't blame him. He wants to find his sister. He knows that she's probably deceased. He wants to find his sister. Her dad wants her found before he passes away. He's really sick. Red Rum said he had just went to the hospital the other night. I just wonder what goes on in their minds that they think these people don't deserve to be on earth anymore. And you made them the ones that's supposed to decide. Just don't get it. Yeah, I just don't understand how these people can be married to someone. You have to love someone to be married to them or to live with them. I just don't see how they can kill their partner that they've loved for, you know, most of their life. It just don't make no sense. I don't understand it. How can you kill the mother of your children or the father of your children? Oh, Cheryl, man, I really don't think 3 dogs could be mistaken. I don't think so either. Why don't the police bring in their canine? Maybe they will. I couldn't leave either knowing the dogs hit on the location and the authorities are blowing them off. Yeah. Why not just bring their dog out if they don't trust the other dogs? Bring their canine and see. What's it going to hurt? Just to bring the dog out there. Hey, Danielle. Wyatt. Good morning. If he's at his deathbed, I hope someone in authority tells Dad something. Yeah, me too. I hope they find Suzanne. I'm very suspicious of Barry. His behavior. I know people act different under, when they're under stress and stuff. And some people don't show emotion, but there's just something not right with that man. He didn't go search for his wife, regardless how he feels about Andy and Suzanne's family, regardless if he was invited. He didn't go search for his wife. You need an invite to go search for your wife you've been married to for years, have kids with. Tremaine, I just met Joe Exotic's brother. This guy, patient, he looked just like Joe Exotic. Good afternoon, everyone. I was going to ask y'all for my everyday kisses. Tremaine. Thank you for the super chat, Tremaine. Here's your kiss. Blowed you a kiss. Thank you, sweetie. I hate to think there's some corruption going on in the local sheriff's department, especially with Barry being an affluent guy. You know, AP, I had those thoughts in my mind when Red Rum was up here talking. I thought, I wonder if he's got connections because he was a firefighter, right? Local firefighter. So, you know, he knows the police. You could be onto something there. For sure. Something's not right. I thought they wanted to find Suzanne. I just don't understand why they're not there doing more. I don't get it. Some of y'all been following this closer than me because I've had a lot going on. So has the sheriff's office been participating in this search? I thought they were supposed to. I thought they were supposed to join forces with Andy and his volunteers. We have a local sheriff that didn't do crap on a missing persons case, then took credit when she was found. They didn't do anything. So frustrating. There is speaking of missing persons, there's a missing lady from Pikeville, Kentucky, which is just over the mountain from me. And it's hardly getting any coverage at all. It gets a really little short paragraph wrote about it. And I think the reason is because this lady has a drug history. Yeah. I've been meaning to do a video on her. Did I erase y'all's messages? I see there's 2 erased. If I did, I didn't mean to. As a hunter, Barry would know how to dismember a body. Susie, I said that the other day. Yeah, as a hunter, he would know how to dismember a body. That's for sure. How do you think they get those big mooses and the big elk and stuff out that they kill out of the mountains? They got to gut them first to lighten the load. No, they haven't been actively participating. However, they've been on standby in case the searchers find any evidence. Okay, thank you. Hey, Jean. Going to need to call that Sheriff Judd from Florida. He takes no BS. Oh, I love Sheriff Judd. There's just something going on with that case of the nighttime fishing trip massacre. Remember, like the 3 friends were killed. There was a woman that started to GoFundMe, raising money for the victims' families, and she used it on drugs, and to pay her water bill and stuff. Yeah, she got cuffed and stuff for that. He is a great sheriff. I knew the first time I listened to him, I was like, I like this sheriff. He is awesome. Oh, the catfishers. Yes. Yeah, I will tell y'all about that in a minute. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this Joel Michael Guy Jr., who killed his parents Thanksgiving weekend 2016. He was arrested for it November 29th, 2016. He didn't get by with it long. So his trial has started. I think it's like what is it? Is it day 3 of the trial? They had the opening statements. Then I think they had some testimony yesterday, right? Let me get it pulled up here. I need a coffee refill before we proceed, honestly. My coffee's out. I've been watching the trial, CC. Well, I'm going to be watching it today, but I went back and listened to some of it. Let me find what I was reading this morning. Kind of recap on what's been going on. Knox County parents found dissolving in diabolical stew of human remains, investigators say. Let's see. Let me find my link, guys. I'm looking for here. Yeah, so his family were taking care of him financially. I think he lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Well, he came to Knoxville, Tennessee, Thanksgiving weekend 2016, and they think um, the motive was because they didn't want to financially support him. Well, he attacks the dad first in the exercise room. And then when the mom comes home, he attacks and kills her. It looks like he attacks her just about as soon as she come in and put her groceries down. Hold on. Let me get in my Discord room here. But anyways, um, the prosecution showed a notebook that was found in his backpack that he left behind at his parents' home. And inside the backpack, the notebook was in it, and it was just notes to step by steps on how he was going to commit the murder. He had a list of their assets, and he had a list of the weapons that he was going to need. One was a food processor, a bunch of knives. It's crazy, y'all. Let me get my stuff here so I won't get nothing wrong. Oh, I think there's a video here. Let me get pulled up. I know it'll play an ad first. Yeah. It says Joe Guy Jr. trial, day 2, a crime scene that shocked even law enforcement. Guy is accused of plotting his parents' death because he wanted their money. They were about to end their longtime financial support. Knives in multiple rooms of the house, bloodstains on walls, stairs, sheets, doors, floors, and cut up clothes. A man's severed hands in an upstairs exercise room. 2 tubs of body parts floating in industrial chemicals in the upstairs master bathroom. Knox County investigators found a vast of disturbing amount of evidence in the November 26, 2016 homicides of Joel and Lisa Guy in their Golden View Lane house in West Knox County. It was so troubling that it freaked out some law officers who responded to the scene. That's what the district attorney told jurors Monday as the trial began. Stephen Ballard, a Knox County Sheriff's Office detective, was a canine officer who responded to the house on a welfare check that afternoon on November 28, 2016. Ballard testified Monday seeing to his astonishment a pair of hands, one flexed and one balled up on the floor. Oh, great. That just scrolled on me. Hold on a minute. Oh, that pisses me off. Okay. One balled up and one on the exercise room floor. It says Guy 32 is on trial this week in Knox County Criminal Court. He faces first-degree murder, abuse of a corpse counts. If convicted, the Louisiana man will likely spend the rest of his life in prison. The state isn't seeking the death penalty. Now, he said that he wanted the death penalty if he was found guilty. Remember that? He is a psycho, and he looks like one. Let me see what else it's saying. Seems like he had the chemicals listed in his notes to dissolve the bodies. He was going to use certain knives to cut them into pieces. He was going to use the food processor, some of their body in the food processor. They found that food processor. I don't think he used it, but they found it in the trunk of his car. It's a real psycho. Okay, it says Guy, however, had his own ideas. The prosecution alleges intending to murder them, hide his father's remains, claim his mother's $500,000 life insurance for himself. He wrote down and speculated about their other assets as well. He bought tubs of chemicals he hoped would dissolve their dismembered body parts for easier disposal. He also cut up the heat in the house. I think there's like two different thermostats in the house, like maybe upstairs and one downstairs. Looked like a pretty big house. He turned it up to like 90 some, make decomposition happen faster. I think he had wrote down like his DNA, fingerprints, basically like didn't matter because like he's their kid in their house, sometimes from time to time. The killer had laid plastic sheeting over the bins and hooked up a hose from the shower nozzle to help wash the crime scene. Sitting in the bathroom sink was a emerald knife, one of many blades found by bloody clothes and evidence throughout the house. Dozens of pieces of evidence were collected. They're stored in 4 metal cages. What? It scrolled on me. Hold on just a minute. Okay. It was stored in 4 metal cages, and they have been placed in the back of Judge Steve Sward's courtroom as the trial proceeds. Now, I saw pictures of the inside of the house, and there was like this huge cooking pot on the stove. I'm assuming that's what his mom's head was in. It's like one of those big, huge pots you'd make like a big old kettle of soup in. Let me pull up his picture. Oh, I've already got it pulled up. I want y'all to look at this dude's eyes. And his eyes are still like that in the courtroom. I was watching him on video this morning. He used to have like really, really long hair. I mean, I don't know if he's got something wrong with his eyes to where he can't help it, but they look like they're about to pop out of his head. Okay, let me get back to my chat here. See what y'all are saying. And then I got to make a quick trip to the kitchen, y'all. Get me some coffee before we talk about Joe Exotic and Carole Baskin on Dancing with the Stars. Yes, it was a big pot, like restaurant style. Yes. My granny uses those big pots. Well, it's a big pot, but it's not quite that big, like to make, soup in. Sanpaka SP eyes right there. What does that mean? Oh my God, take him down, she said. Okay. Let me skim this article because I had this pulled up for a reason. I don't remember why, but I did. Well, he was 28 years old when the murders happened. He's now 32. So he had traveled when the murders happened that Thanksgiving. He had traveled from his home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to celebrate the holiday with his parents and 3 sisters in Knox County. So I guess after the sisters left is when he did this. Guy Jr.'s parents, Joe Guy Sr., 61, Lisa, 55, were last seen leaving their home that Friday to visit a relative. But sometime between Friday and midday Saturday, the family black sheep revealed his black heart, prosecutors said Monday during opening statements. Yeah, he don't even have a heart. At the outset, investigators did not know what happened to turn him so violent. But testimony from his sisters on Monday revealed that they had planned to tell him that they were no longer going to support him financially. I think they were getting ready to buy another home, maybe sell their home and buy another one. And he stabbed them like numerous times. Okay, the father had like 42 stab wounds. Um, Lisa had 31. Some of the ribs, some of her ribs were severed. I think the same for Joel Sr., too. He had been attacked from the back, and also he had defensive wounds on his hands. He did try to put up a fight. I bet he didn't know what in the hell was going on. His son just attacking him. Oh, Tremaine, number one fan. Oh, thank you, Tremaine, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see what else it says. The son allegedly set his mother's. Okay, after stabbing his parents numerous times so fiercely that he not only broke but also severed numerous ribs, he decapitated his mother. He then allegedly set his mother's head on the stove to boil and doused his parents' limbs in some other chemicals, converting them into a diabolical stew of human remains. Oh my goodness. Senior's severed hands were found on the floor of his bedroom. The couple's severed torsos in plastic containers in the bathroom. I think he had planned to flood the house, which he didn't do. I think he had also planned to burn it. I think he decided not to do that. Tremaine, I just ordered me a new 7.1 home theater system. Thank you for the super chat, Tremaine. It's going to be a cool theater system. Yeah, and of course it says there was a fierce struggle when he attacked Guy Sr. He fought for his life. After he killed him, it says, after he killed his father, he undressed his father, dumped his clothes in a bloody pile. And he did the same with his mother, cutting her clothes off. All over money because they weren't going to support him financially. There's got to be more going on with it. I bet they've always had trouble out of him. I think they paid for college, and he didn't even get no damn degree or nothing. Flunked out. Okay, it says he allegedly stabbed 55-year-old Lisa 31 times, causing 21 severe injuries that severed 9 of her ribs. Left several stab wounds in her butt as well. The son allegedly chopped her legs off below the knee, cut her arms off at the shoulder. He then allegedly ripped off her head after blunt force trauma was allegedly applied to her neck. Jesus Christ. The son then placed many of their limbs into the 45-gallon containers, covered them with corrosive substance, left them to liquefy in a diabolical stew of human remains. God almighty. Can you imagine the cops when they arrived for that welfare check? Linda Guy's colleague became concerned and reached out to police because she never showed up for work and they couldn't reach her. And it was not like her. Okay, let's see what it says about his diabolical to-do list. Oh, he had on the list, get killing knives. He also had that food processor on there. He had a bunch of stuff on there. Oh, and the assistant district attorney general, she had warned the potential jurors ahead of time about the graphic nature of the testimony that they were going to hear. I'm glad that she did that to prepare them. I wouldn't want to look at the crime scene photos. Would you guys? Absolutely not. Guy himself would, okay, he says he's not pursuing an insanity defense, and in fact, last week requested the death penalty and asked that prosecutors denied. They denied it. That's what it's saying. Got me all tore up. I can't even talk right, read right. I just can't believe it. Can't believe he did that to his parents. He seemed like he had wonderful parents, supportive parents. My parents don't help me do crap. Never, ever have they financially supported me. I don't want them to. I'm not going to lie. I'm one to look up crime scene photos. I mean, I have looked at crime scene photos like from the Dahmer case and stuff, Jeffrey Dahmer. But I don't want to see this crime scene. I don't want to see that lady's head like that. He must have had some real hatred towards his mom and dad. Look, if he was just after money, why did he like brutally murder them and chop them up? I mean, if it was just money, why didn't he stage it like, someone had robbed him? Something more going on here. This guy is wackadoo for sure. I mean, freaking psycho, psychotic, sociopath, whatever you want to call it. He's all of the above. When I get off here today, I'm going to be watching, see what's going on. Hold on, guys. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to run and get me a drink of coffee, and then we're going to talk about Joe Exotic, and y'all can finish commenting about Okay, sorry about that. My apologies. I just couldn't finish my live stream without some hot coffee. Get you another cup of tea, Light Feather. Might have me a smoke. Okay. People don't think about crime scenes that police officers encounter daily. Yeah. Some of those police officers, they get PTSD from crime scenes, such as the officers that responded to the two little boys that were brutally murdered in Florida. The two brothers, what were they, like 12, 14, something like that? And their aunt's boyfriend, who had been living out back in the shed, came in and murdered them. Well, those cops have PTSD from that now. It really bothered them. Some of them had taken leave of absence. Now, I have a friend that has a funeral home. And he said, I was like, don't it bother you having to embalm bodies and stuff? He said the adults did not bother him. It was the children that got to him. Yeah, I couldn't do that job either. No way I could be a medical examiner. Listening now, starting dinner. Okay. Yeah, there's just no way I could do a job like that. So, did y'all watch Dancing with the Stars last night? Carole Baskin done horrible. She danced to the Circle of Life, go figure, dressed up like a damn lion. Well, I'm not going to lie. I was liking the lion look. It was cute. Last night was like Disney night, everybody's dressed up like their themes was like Disney characters. She totally sucked. She got kicked off. She's gone from Dancing with the Stars. Look, I give her props for being on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, she got there, right? But she can't dance. She was barely moving. She knows the steps, but she can barely do the steps. Well, I missed it because I was finishing watching the second episode of Tiger Lies and Cover Up last night, which I think I've done watched. I think I've done watched them all somehow on the ID website. I'm not sure how I've done that. But anyway, she got voted off. She was crying again. You know how they do like the little intro? Like she was crying because she was talking about, how big cats are, abused. She's trying to stop all that. She started crying about it. I found that very weird. She's like she don't show emotions a lot. And now she's cried twice on Dancing with the Stars. And according to her, she never cries. She never shows no emotion either. But I think it's because she's stressed out. Here, there's been 2 documentaries about her since she started on Dancing with the Stars. The 48 Hours one. Was it 48 Hours or 2020? I think it was the 48 Hours. I think 48 Hours did. But anyways, they just did one about Dawn's disappearance, and now the ID channel's got one out. I don't think it's a coincidence it came out right when she's on Dancing with the Stars either. I think it's getting to her. I think she's realizing, hey, this is not never going away. It went away for a little bit after Dawn disappeared, but it's back in the spotlight. And there's real people investigating it, like ex-cops, private investigators, a lawyer, and they're on her trail. Carole's got this theory that Don took a plane because his van was found at an airport, right? And here's something interesting. His van was found parked at an airport, and the guy that ran that airport, Don did not like. They had had a falling out, right? So Don would have never, his friend said, never took his van there to park it there on that guy's property. Because he didn't like it. And they had a falling out, something about planes. And here's another thing. Don hadn't actually flown a plane in a couple years. He used to, he had a pilot's license, but I think like it ran out. He never did get another one. And he actually hadn't flown in a couple years. You know, Carole says that he took off in a plane, could have crashed. Then she says, oh, he had a mistress in Costa Rica. I saw him going through petite size clothing. He was probably going to take to someone in Costa Rica in exchange for sexual behaviors. Actually, what she said on one of her videos. OJ Baskin. Hey, they got a new OJ documentary coming out about Nicole Brown Simpson. I'm going to be watching that and taking notes. Let's see what else. Oh, before Dawn's disappearance, he went to take one of his vehicles in to a mechanic buddy of his. I have his name written down. It's Lively something. Let me see if I can find it. Dale Lively. Dawn, on that trip there to the garage, Dawn invited him to Costa Rica with him, which, he couldn't go. He was busy. But Dawn went on to tell him all about Carole and the problems that they were having in their marriage. He was getting ready to leave Carole. He told numerous people, including this Dale guy. Dale says he would have never just walked away and left his animals behind. I think he actually said Dawn was planning on moving some animals to Costa Rica. I guess starting up a sanctuary there. The sanctuary Carole Baskin's got now, that's actually Don's sanctuary. He started all of that. She actually got, after she had Don legally declared dead, she got $7 million. She was going to give the kids 10% of it, but they had said some stuff to like a news reporter about her. So she's like, hey, you're going to talk about me? I'm not going to give you anything. And they had to take her to court to get 10%. Anyways, last night you could see the look on Carole's face. She knows she done horrible. I almost felt bad for her for a split second. I live near Casey Anthony. I would love to run into her. If I ran into Casey Anthony, I'd be in jail, y'all. Y'all be having to come bond me out if I run into Casey Anthony. um, hey, Karen, I hope you've been feeling better, Karen. I'm just looking at the chat. Let me look at my notes, see what else stuck out to me. Oh, yeah. So Joe, for years, has said that Carole killed Don, ground his meat up, and fed him to the tigers. Well, Kenny Farr, Don's right-hand man, his ex, Trish, says that Kenny put him in the meat grinder and put him in the lake, fed him to the alligators. I think there's something to this meat grinder thing. It's not no small meat grinder that Trish is talking about. It's not a handheld little meat grinder. It's a huge meat grinder. The big one. Industrial size. Now the sheriff claims that it was sold before, the meat grinder was sold at an auction before Don's disappearance. But Trish Farr said she found a receipt, which she don't have the receipt, so she can't prove it, in Kenny's pants after Don's disappearance. That he took that meat grinder to the auction. She found the receipt. But in the documentary, they went to the auction place and they didn't have records back that far, unfortunately. Yeah, Sheriff Chad Chronister, very merry. He's a good looking sheriff. Of course, I'm going to say that. He's a good looking sheriff. But he says the meat grinder was gone before that. I'd like to know how he knows that. Let's see some proof of that, Sheriff Chronister. Let's see a receipt that meat grinder went off that property before Don's disappearance. I'd love to be inside Carole's mind right now, guys, and know I just want to know what she's thinking. She just wanted this to go away, and she probably in her mind didn't think it would go this far. She didn't think people would be looking into it, I don't think. Boy, was she wrong. Just because she don't care what happened to Don don't mean the rest of us don't, right? I felt bad for his daughters. I love the part of the documentary where her ex, Alan what's his name, Schreier, they interview him. He didn't really say anything too bad about Carole. He said when he met Carole on Match.com exactly 2 years after Don's disappearance. And he said when he met her, he didn't think that she was involved. His son started having some trouble at his mom's house, so his son had to come there and live with Alan and Carole. Carole did not like that. Alan told his son, Todd, do not mention Don's disappearance. He did, and Todd was like 15 at the time. He didn't like Carole either. And Jamie, Carole's daughter, was 18 at the time, and she lived at a house about 3 miles away. She don't have a very good relationship with Carole. But Carole didn't want Alan's son, but in certain parts of the house. Said she was really cold to him, didn't make him feel welcome. She didn't want him there. And Alan said Carole does not like people at all. She likes animals better than people. I love animals. So sometimes, certain people, yeah, animals are better than certain people. I love them more. Pieces of crap. Um, but yeah, she's not a people person. She don't show a lot of emotion. He said she's a smart lady. Carole is smart. He said that people back then they would sue her. She would represent herself in court, y'all. She would go research everything, read over everything, represent herself in court, and won, I think, just about every time, but maybe one. Tremaine, you don't know that I don't watch that because actually I have been watching. Um, it's a black family on TC, and they've got like a bunch of kids. They've got like 2 or 3 sets of kids. It's a good show. Um, I'm trying to think of their names. The dear, I can't remember. I've been watching it though. I'll tell you a show I still watch. Y'all know I like to watch old shows like Andy Griffith. I watch Sanford and Son all the time. Oh, I love Red Fox. And I usually do not watch Dancing with the Stars. I've only been watching it because Carole was on there. Yeah, you'll have to give us some good recommendations, Tremaine. See, look up Charles Boswell, honey. Let me write that name down. Here's what I think, guys. And oh yeah, in the last night in the documentary, they tried to get a hold of Kenny. That one guy, is helping Joe on his stuff. He went to see Kenny. Kenny would not talk to him. Kenny said, "Are you a police officer?" And that guy's like, "No, I'm a private investigator." And he's like, "Well, I'm not talking to you then." I think Kenny helped Carole do something to Dawn because 1 month after Dawn's disappearance, Carole gives Kenny 3 properties. She only charges him $9,080. The properties are worth $50,000 apiece. So altogether, $150,000. Then, not long after that, let me go to my notes here. Not long after that, 4 days after she gave him those 3 properties for $9,000, she gave him 3 more properties. I don't know the amount. It just said gave. Now that's according to his ex, Trish. Now I think those 3 properties, she let him have them. That was a payment. He probably didn't even really pay her $9,000 just to act like it. There was something if you purchase a property under $10,000. I can't remember what they said. Something you don't have to pay taxes. It was something. I can't remember. I should have made a note of that. I refuse to pay $60 a month to watch TV. It's ridiculous. Sorry, Jermaine. I don't watch TV anymore. The show Power is more popular than 90 Day Fiance, Bachelor, and Bachelorette. Yeah. I don't watch Bachelor or Bachelorette. I watch 90 Day Fiance because I watched it since the first episode. But I'll write that down, Tremaine, and I'll check it out. I've been trying to get back into watching TV instead of watching so much YouTube. Sanford and Son was my dad's favorite show. That's so weird, CC. Yes, I love that show. My papa loved Sanford and Son too. I still laugh. He was a funny old man. He would always say, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. That show's awesome. I love the truck in Sanford and Son. I love that truck. I don't have stars either. I'm thinking about getting Netflix though. I really am. Because they're putting out all these documentaries that I need to watch so that we can talk about. Oh, something very interesting I learned in this documentary is there's something called the Dixie Mafia. I kid you not. The Dixie Mafia, the mafia from the South, of course. I think it got started I think it's in Mississippi or Missouri one. They do bootlegging, prostitution, sell drugs. Now, Don had some shady business dealing, so that was just a theory that he could have been mixed up with them because sometimes the Dixie Mafia will fly planes in to people's property so they don't have to go through an airport because they're flying in drugs. You know what I mean? So it was a theory that Don could have been letting them use one of his secluded properties to land their plane. Got mixed up with them and them done something to him. That was just a theory that was brought up. I do not believe that. Um, Also, after Dawn's disappearance, Trish Farr said that Kenny Farr started receiving big gifts from Carole. Not only the land, he received like guns, among other things. Tons of guns. We're not just talking about a couple of guns. We're talking about tons of guns. Um, Now, when she first learned all this, Kenny had told her he was beating on her and stuff. He was beating her up one night, and he's like, if you try to leave me, I'll put you in the meat grinder, like I did Dawn. She didn't first report that stuff because she was scared of him. He was very abusive to her. But when she finally left him, I think he beat her up or something. The police got involved. She told the police everything she knew about Dawn's disappearance back then. They must not have took it seriously. I love the documentaries on Netflix. Yeah, I'm going to have to get it. Cheryl Lynn that comes in here, she said she only paid like $9.99 a month for hers. Be worth it. Watch documentaries and then review them on here. What else? Oh, yeah, something I wanted to bring up to you guys. I think it is a good possibility that Jeff Lowe knew Carole Baskin before he went to Joe's zoo. Before he gave Joe the $35,000 and the zoo was put into his name. And he stole that zoo from Joe. Let's be honest. He really did. Joe might have embezzled money, but Jeff went in there with the intention of taking that zoo. Anyways, there's some people that think that Carole Baskin's ex-husband, Michael Murdoch, looks an awful lot like Jeff Lowe. I'm gonna pull up a picture. If this is not Jeff Lowe, here's the thing: nobody can find this Michael Murdoch that she was married to. She was married to him first. She had Jamie by him, but now he doesn't have a social media. No one can find him. It's a little strange. Let me go find the picture. I got so many links here. Tiger King fans started a wild theory about Carole Baskin's first husband. Well, he does look just like Jeff Lowe, and I'm going to show y'all. I'm telling you. And we'll pull up Jeff Lowe's picture in a minute. Okay. Let me get some of these ads down. So there's Carole Baskin's first husband, Michael Murdoch. She married him when she was 17. This was before Howie Baskin and Don Lewis. Her, her first husband isn't mentioned nearly as much as Lewis and Howie are in Tiger King, but Baskin did speak about him briefly in the third episode of the Netflix series. She said she left home at 15, married Murdoch at 17, had their daughter Jamie shortly afterwards. Oh, we gotta go read the full story. That's the only thing about this Newsbreak app. You can never just like finish reading the article. You gotta click something else. Okay. Baskin alleged that Murdoch was extremely abusive. Well, why did she call the cops on him? That's what she said about Trish Barr. When Trish Barr said that Kenny was abusive. Carole said that. Okay. But she was afraid to leave him because it would mean taking care of her daughter on her own. And Carole was not very good at being a mother, I'm learning. It was after a fight with Murdoch that Baskin met Lewis. As she explained in Tiger King, she was upset walking down the road when Lewis approached her in his car. He was quite insistent that she ride with him, and she eventually agreed. Baskin was 20 at the time, and it wasn't until she was 24 that she left Murdoch. Several years later, Baskin married Lewis, and then Lewis disappeared a few years after that. Baskin later remarried Howard Baskin, and they've been together ever since. Despite the focus on Lewis in Tiger King, fans started an extreme theory about Murdoch, claiming he is in fact the same person as Jeff Lowe, the man who took over operations at Joe Exotic Zoo. Look at this, guys. Is it showing y'all the picture? Crap, I'm way behind in chat here. Okay, it's not showing it. Let me stop my screen share and do it again. For some reason, when you do that Newsbreak app, it won't screen share if you click to go another place. It's weird. Okay. So there are their pictures. Make sure they get popped up here. Okay. Look at their eyes, guys. Look at their eyes. Look at the nose. That nose looks almost identical. The chin is shaped exactly like Jeff's. I swear, I believe this is Jeff Lowe. If they're not the same person, they're related. Look at those eyes. Something's not right here. Now, Jeff claims he called Carole Baskin. He found out Joe was looking for someone to murder her. And that's how they got hooked up. I don't believe that. I believe they'd been talking before that, for the murder for hire plot. They do look alike. That is Carole Baskin's first husband, Jack's mom, Michael Murdoch. Let's go on down. However, Lowe reportedly did a Reddit AMA theory, which he shot down the theory with a crude response. Carole is not my type, Lowe wrote. If I was stuck on a deserted island with her, I would F a coconut. Isn't he a gentleman? As for the real Murdoch, he doesn't have a public internet presence. There's no information on his whereabouts after he and Carole Baskin split up. Most of the attention regarding Baskin's past has been directed at Lewis, whose disappearance remains unsolved. Isn't that strange? She divorced him. He's like nowhere to be found. I think one of these private investigators, if they could find him, would have already dug him up. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the audio. It's probably because I'm screen sharing. It's the only thing I can get. Okay, is it better? There's nothing I can do about it besides maybe unplug my mic. It seems to happen when I screen share. Let me see. Okay, is it better? Yeah. When you screen share, I'm telling you, StreamYard sucks. It's got nothing like when my audio does that. It's got nothing to do with my mic or my laptop. It's StreamYard's because as soon as I stop screen sharing, it works. Yeah, yeah. I hate screen sharing, but I got to show like mug shots and stuff. I might start using Streamlabs and have all my pictures, where I can just put them up on my screen. I pay $25 a month for this every month, and it does not work right, and it pisses me off when my audio gets messed up. It's bullshit. But anyways, those two look a lot alike. I don't think it's a coincidence. He could be related to this guy. He could be that guy. So I looked up Jeff Lowe's age. Jeff Lowe is 67 years old. 67 years old. I know verbal, but it triggers me. My audio triggers me. I can't stand it. When my audio messes up, it messes up my whole live stream. I had his name. I had his age wrote down. I think it's 67, and Carole's a little bit younger than Jeff. Makes perfect sense. I had it wrote down. Yeah, 67. 67 years old. So he could possibly be that guy. Could be a weird coincidence, but I don't really believe in coincidence. No, AP, you're fine. You didn't upset me. I didn't get upset at none of y'all. It's just like I get upset at the StreamYards and stuff. Yeah. I don't get upset for y'all saying it. No, no, no. Don't take it that way. Um, it just makes me, it does ruin videos. I think it does when it messes up. It shouldn't do that. I mean, you pay for a service when you screen share. It shouldn't do that. And it does it with a lot of people. I love Jonathan Groff too. I don't know him. You will have my head later if you tell you. Yeah, if I didn't know it, yeah, I would be like, why didn't somebody tell me my audio messed up? Oh my goodness. It's all good though. Let's see what else is going on in the true crime news here before I get off here. I won't be live tomorrow, guys. I won't be live in the morning. I gotta go to the dentist. But I will see y'all Thursday. Oh gosh, multiple people dead after hostage standoff. Well, let's see what's going on with this. Okay, it's a developing story. This is in Oregon. Multiple people are dead in Salem, Oregon after a reported hostage situation on Monday. Police were called to the 200 block of Geneva Place Southeast Monday afternoon, where a hostage situation was underway. One of the people killed was the suspected hostage taker, but police have not said how many others died or released any identifying information. At least one responding deputy opened fire, but it isn't clear if not clear if police fire killed the hostage or how the others were killed. Authorities will release more information once the families of the victims have been notified. Oh my gosh, it don't say where it happened now. Let me click on this and take me to another place. Is it like a mall or something? It just says gunfire broke out. Oh man, that's crazy. See, when I read stuff like that, guys, it makes me paranoid to go to Walmart and places like that. Does it, y'all? Did you hear about the shooting in South Florida at a Walmart over mask? Ridiculous, heartbreak. No, no, that's crazy. I mean, do y'all remember when that guy came into the movie theater? I think the Batman movie came out. He killed a bunch of people, opened fire. I never understand people like that. What makes them want to do stuff like that? They must be mad at the world. Yesterday, I saw where a mother stabbed her daughter in the throat, a little girl in Chicago. That's the story that I saw at the end of my stream yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to share it. I don't want to ruin anyone's mood. Yeah, I never did do a video on it. I think I'm going to do like the missing cases, kids missing cases, but I think I'm going to try to steer away from the abuse cases for a little bit if I can. They seem to bother me and a lot more people. I'm going to try to like keep away from those cases maybe just for a little bit. Not do as many, let me say it that way. Those cases bother me. When you read it, it just sticks in my mind. Every time I see an abuse case, I think about little AJ friend. My phone froze up. I hate when that happens. I like to use that for my chat. I'll have to restart it. Oh, yeah, guys. Channel members. We're going to have our Google Meet tonight. 8 p.m. I decided 8 p.m. instead of 9. Because I'm kind of tired by 9. It's getting dark here at 7:30 now. So I get my animals put up about 7:30 and I'll be situated by 8. You don't got to be on time. You don't got to be on camera. We can have 40 people. It's private. You, come chat. If you didn't come last week, come this week. I want everybody to come, all the channel members, if you can. I know how it is when you got kids and, you're getting them ready for bed, little kids. Good pharmacy prices at Walmart. Yes. I use that prescription app where I don't have insurance and it saves me money. You can use that at Walmart. I think it's RX something. It is fun. We don't talk about crime. Well, sometimes I might mention it, but we just talk about everything, life, everything. It's so much fun. I'll tell you what, I do miss my streams like that I used to do, where we really didn't have a topic and we just sat around and chit chatted. Yes, AP, it's good RX. Yes, download that app if you don't have insurance. I clicked the wrong one. Um, you can save a bunch of money. I downloaded it when I stand in line one day. My medicine was like $18 or something. I ended up paying $4. It's nice hearing everyone's voice and personality. Yeah. Cece, check to see if you can grab that. Charles Boswell? Okay. Let me look at it. Is he missing? Drama, is he missing? Because I've got an author. I've typed in his name, and it looks like he's an author. Something former detective. See something about a former detective. Let me get back into my chat. You can tell me. What's his case involving? Let's see. Anyways, I've got the members meeting set up. Just go up there and check the community post. I will share it in Discord too. Handsome man. No, he's running for sheriff. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. He's a former detective. Okay, I just saw an article about it. I just saw an article about something about him being sued. Hey, that's not that sheriff that was on Live PD, is it? Because it looks like him. This guy's wearing a hat. Charles Boswell campaign. So is he running against Chad Chronister? I'd vote for him, honey. I'd vote for him. Let's look at his picture, make sure it's the right dude. You want me to see this fella? I know why. Okay, tell me if this is the right dude. Oh, let me go take that comment down. Okay. Yes, that's the right one. Okay. Yeah, he's a handsome one. Hey, there was this one sheriff on Live PD. I think he's out west somewhere. But he wore a cowboy hat and jeans, and he was just so nice. You could just tell he was just like a nice man. I don't think he's married either. Well, maybe he'll get something done with Don Lewis's case if he becomes a sheriff. So you have a crush? Yeah. Have a crush on that sheriff that was on Live PD. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Did y'all ever watch Live PD? I think they should put Live PD back up myself. See if you can find one with his jeans and cowboy boots. Okay. Let's see. We're man shopping. We're shopping. This is what I call shopping. When you hear me say I'm shopping, scrolling the TikTok looking for good looking men. Nothing wrong with looking. Let me see if I can find his images. Gosh, there's a lot of men by this name. Okay, I found some of these pictures here. Oh, crap. I don't see a full picture. Wait. Maybe I do. Yeah, he's not too shabby. Let me screen share it. Drama's got a crush on this guy running for sheriff. He is a good looking guy. Well, I hope he wins. I hope if he wins that he does something for Don Lewis's case. Oh, he's been on Aracosi on Making a Murder. I still can't believe he passed away. You know what? You know what's so weird is Denise, what was her name? Denise Rainey here on YouTube. She was into the Making a Murder and she knew Aracosi and she passed away. And then Aracosi passed away not long after. So sad. Cece's a good window shopper. Yeah. I watch a lot of the TikTok videos that's got the cops in them with their canine dogs. Yeah, I like the Live PD myself. I like that one gray-headed guy there that helps co-host sometimes. He's a cop. What's his name? Oh my gosh. He's got a nickname. I think he's from Oklahoma City. I can't remember his name. Go eat, Emily. It's good to see you. Come to our Google Meets tonight. Now, to come to the Google Meet, you have to download the app or open the link through your browser. If you got a computer or something, it's just easy to open it up through that. It's really simple to do. Trust me. Lisa is not tech savvy. Lisa 54 is not tech savvy. If she can do it, anyone can do it. Right, Lisa? It's very simple. If it's asking you for a code or something, you're not doing it right. You should be able just to come in, it'll ding, and I'll be able to add you. Denise was an angel. I know. And she looked like she was about my age. I'm 40. I couldn't believe she passed away. I couldn't believe him either. They passed away. You just never know. Never know. I could be sitting here talking to y'all and go on to the next. You just don't never know what's going to happen in life. Well, Lisa, I'm going to teach you how to do some things when you get your laptop Chromebook. No, just use the link. Yeah, no code. Hey, sunny side up. Good morning. Listening while I drive. Be safe. Don't text and drive. Oh, Chatterbug, I know exactly the sheriff you're talking about. He is so nice, so good looking. It is unreal. Yeah. I was trying to think of the episode that he was on there, Chatterbox, and they went out to like a rodeo. It was like cow. I don't know. They were doing something with with cows. It was some kind of contest. I don't know if it was like a cakewalk or I can't remember. It was funny. Is it stick or sticks? Is it Lawson? Larkin? It's Larkin, isn't it? The guy that co-hosts Live PD with the gray hair from Oklahoma City. Or is it Brooks? I can't remember. I'm getting one. Brooke says I need and deserve one. Told her that you'd show me some stuff. Yeah, I think you should get a Chromebook. They're really easy to operate. It was a lot easier for me to figure out my Chromebook than this laptop. Is Live PD still on? No, they took it off. Yeah, it's Sticks. That's his name. Gosh, he's good looking. He's on Fox News sometimes. I want a cow one day. My dream homestead. I saw a little miniature cow. What are they called? Let me see if I can find it. It's a zebra, I think. Let me see. It's like a cow. Let me find the name. I want one. I saw it on Dodo. It's like a cow and a zebra. Let me see. I can't remember the name of it. It's a funny name. They're hybrids, though. But they can come out with deformities, but I'd like to rescue one's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want one bred. I'd like to have like a little miniature donkey for Annabelle. I don't know if I could put Annabelle with anybody, with another animal. The way she done Smokey the other day, my schnauzer, that goat knocked the crap out of him and she hit him right in the side and she was moving her head trying to get her hooks in him. He wasn't even doing nothing to her. He was just trying to run by her. She was like, hell no. I'm going to find that video, Jane, and I'll put it in Discord. I can't remember what it was called something. It looked like a cow, but it also kind of had the colorings of a zebra. I saw it on the Dodo. Is it a zebu? Yeah, it's called a zebu. I'm going to share the link in chat. You've got to go look at this animal. Drama must remain on the stage. Welcome to Southern Royalty. I changed the name, guys. In case y'all haven't noticed, we're no longer Southern Charm. We are royalty, if I can say the damn word. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Welcome. You got to come to our meeting tonight. Oh, God, I love that name too. I found a boyfriend for her. His name is Burris on TikTok. Annabelle, is he a dwarf? See, if I did ever find Annabelle a mate or wanted to mate her, she would have to mate with a dwarf goat. A bigger goat, she might not be able to have the babies. And the animal I'm talking about, it's spelled like this, Zebu. Y'all gotta look it up. Check out that link I shared. Subscribe to the dodo. Drama, she cracks me up. I must join. I can finally afford it. I pay. Only join if you can, honey. There's no pressure. I'm going to be doing a Google Meet for all the subscribers here soon, like a virtual meet and greet. We can hang out in private. I may try to do that. Maybe not this weekend, but next Saturday night, have a Google Meet for all the subscribers. I'd like to try it once. See how many people shows up. You don't have to be on camera. Got the option to turn that off. Totally private. So I'm going to arrange that virtual meet and greet. It's going to be fun. Drama, you cracked me up. You was cracking me up yesterday with your coffee. Wasn't you the one talking about being older than dirt or something? I was cracking up. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about this morning? That would be fun. Yeah. Yeah, we can watch movies and everything. See, I've already been thinking about that. I'm too shy. But you don't have to be on camera. I'm on camera sometimes in there. TC's been on camera in there. Everybody else cuts theirs off. Kira's on camera. Kira's beautiful. Um, but you don't have to. That's not, a requirement. I don't care about things like that. I know how I get. I get nervous being on camera. Yeah, we'll have some game nights too. We should do a game night too. Um, Drama is funny for sure. Yeah, she is really funny. I just call her Drama instead of her whole name. Earlier, Verb, someone was asking you who was on panel, and all I saw was Red Rum Drama, and it and it took me a minute to realize you were responding to Drama's question. I thought you meant something else. Thank you, Drama. Painting goats are cute. Yes, I've seen some painting goats. There used to be someone on my channel that had a channel. She had fainting goats. I've not seen her in forever, and I cannot remember her name. But she had fainting goats, and she was so nice. I gotta find us a game to play so we can have game night. Something fun to do. I'm tired of the trivia. I like to go to Walmart and look, see what kind of card games they have. I don't know. Something. I still have my pill when I got a bucket full. Hey, I've answered to other things. Well, I guess we could play Never Have I Ever. Maybe we should do that Saturday night. This Saturday night. Um, I'll let y'all know. If I don't have any plans with Mark, we've been having like couple time together. But if I don't have any plans, we will try to do that. We could play Family Feud. We could. I've got Family Feud cards. I've got those 90s cards too, trivia. But I could shuffle up those Family Feud. I know there's some that we didn't do. I need to take the time and look through them, pick out the best ones. Heads Up is a fun game, but not sure if you can play it virtually. Couple time is important. Yeah, I mean, YouTube, I'm going to tell you what, YouTube takes a lot of time. I mean, I know my streams are not too professional or organized like others, but I mean, it takes a lot of time, dedication. Feel like I'm always online looking stuff up, and I've really had to take a step back from watching YouTube. Spend time with Mark. I was just watching too much crap, you know, that I didn't have even no business watching. So right now, I'm just trying to focus on my own YouTube and my Patreon and stuff. I'm tell you what, I felt a lot better since I quit watching so many, like drama videos. No offense to anybody. Some drama's fun. Don't get me wrong. When it's not mean. But I've just had to take a step back from that. Yeah. I didn't really realize that, even though I'm just watching something, totally have no involvement in it. I didn't realize what a negative impact it had on me. Some people it might not, but it affects like me. So I took a step back from that for a few days. Um, and I feel like 100% better. So has Lisa. Lisa took a step back and she's like, yeah, I don't miss it at all. Not like listening to the mean stuff. There's some drama channels, people that run them I like Diane. I always watch Diane's channel. I just love Diane. Good thing about all of us in here, we all like different people. There's some people y'all like that I don't like, and vice versa. And you know what? It's all good. I'm glad that we can all get along and respect each other and, go where we want. Need some sanity, yeah. Well, I was in the habit of y'all waking up and I'd be listening to the YouTube drama in the mornings, trying to get my true crime together, and it just didn't work. I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit more organized now. Um, then I'd be listening to it when I went to sleep. It becomes addictive. It might not to some people, but it did to me. Now I put my phone down. I love watching Diana win. I do too. Some people may not, but I do. And I just want to say, just because I watch someone and say that I like them does not mean I agree with everything that they say or do. Of course not. Sometimes there's people that I watch and I get upset with them, but I just keep it to myself. I have to remind myself, hey, it's just YouTube. I'm worried about Wendy. She's sick. You know what, Jack's mom? I was thinking yesterday. She stays sick a lot. I heard she was sick again. She stays sick a lot. So I'm praying for her. I hope everything's all right with her. But I've just noticed she's been sick a lot lately. Reckon she could have some kind of mold in her house or something, and her not know it. Sometimes they find mold in these like really, really nice homes that are not too old. But I just hope that she's okay. Was it Diane or Wendy that was Wendy? She was on Dr. Phil. She didn't take that girl to Dr. Phil. I think they just asked her as a guest. Yeah. I had watched that before. I had saw clips of it before I found Diane's channel. And then it took me a while to put it together that was the Wendy from the Dr. Phil. Yeah, Lisa said she's seen her not feeling good. I hope everything's okay. Diane's funny. She's really funny. She needs to be listening to me so she can get that southern accent down. I got probably a thicker accent than Randy does. More southern. But anyways, I wish him well. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be called out up on panel either. I mean, if something good was going on, yeah. Oh, thank you, Mandy. You're so sweet. I just love your cats. Like the black on your cat, I need to put your cat's picture up. It's not exactly like in the center, is it? It's not like one side's black and one side's white. I love that cat. I got a thing for black and white animals, black and white spotted animals. I don't know what it is about me, but that's the animals that I like. Skylar, she's black and white. Lady, she's black, white, brown. Anyways. Anyways, guys, it's been a great chat. Oh, I didn't get us a good topic, but that's okay. We'll just consider our little chat after the crime our good topic. I love just chatting with y'all about regular things. I was telling Lisa this morning that not that I want to get out of true crime, but I would just like to talk about more normal things, hot topics, and just a little bit of true crime. Maybe sometimes I could do that. You know, less true crime, more other things. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. I never can make up my mind about anything. Oh, those cats are called tuxedos. Yes. Her cat is cool because I've never seen one like that. Most of the time, one side of their face is black or their head, and the other side's white. It's kind of like, split even. Not on this kitty. Kind of like goes over its eye. It's so cool. I like to have a black cat with green eyes. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Yeah, I want to have a movie night. Would anyone be interested in watching Hocus Pocus with me? Because I want to rent Hocus Pocus from YouTube and do it in the Google Meet. If anybody wants to watch, I'm inviting anyone. I'll figure out a night and we will set it up. There's another movie I'm wanting to watch too, to rent it. Annabellum. I think it's called Annabellum. It's a scary movie. I love Hocus Pocus. Oh, I do too, Jean. I want a cat and I want to name it Binks, like the cat in the Hocus Pocus movie. Yeah, I looked it up on YouTube movies this morning, and I could rent it for hardly nothing, or I could buy it if I wanted to. Lisa, let me know. I'll be there. Yeah, we're going to do it. I'm going to invite everybody. Maybe after we do our meetup for subscribers, then we'll plan a movie night. Or maybe we'll just do the meetup and do the movie night at the same time. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, it's a great film. I heard they were redoing Hocus Pocus. I don't think that it'll turn out good. The original will always be the best. Because they don't have the same ladies probably playing the witches. I'll set that up. I'll set that up and I'll rent Hocus Pocus and we can all watch it. The good thing about this Google Meet is, like, if anybody gets a hold of the link, it's not supposed to have it. I have to let people in when they show up. I have to push allow. So we won't get no crazies in there. Yes, everybody make sure you can make the channel members meeting tonight, and I will let y'all know about having a movie night. And the movie night, like I said, it's going to be for everybody. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I'm going to get off here and go to the loo. That's my new word, the loo, bathroom. Go potty. And go get some things done. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for your support and for always being awesome people. You guys rock. Anyways, be kind, be safe, peace. Oh, remember 411 now in your prayers. Please. He's having a rough time. Okay.